Well, it's time to start thinking about the Thanksgiving meal. We have time-saving and yummy tips for your holidays.
Our downtown streets are about to get an overhaul to make them more beautiful.
And makeovers aren't just for women. Several local guys find themselves in a manly makeover.
And it's a bit of folk, pop, and electronica. Local musician Daniel Walter gives us insight on his music. This is NewsOK TV.
This is NewsOK TV.
Welcome to NewsOK TV, where NewsOK.com comes to your living room television. I'm Dave Morris.
And I'm Angie Bruss. We're going to take you around the metro today, from culture to sports, right in the comfort of your own home.
So let's start at the kitchen, because we're in the kitchen.
That's right.
Getting ready for those big holiday meals can be stressful, but there are some things you can do to make the task a little easier.
The Oklahoman's Becky Varner has some quick time-saving tips for both the holidays and everyday meals. Hi, it's Angie with NewsOK. I'm here with Becky Varner, who is our Recipe for Health food columnist for the Oklahoman and a registered dietitian, which means she's smart. She knows what to do for healthy holiday eating. Now, we're talking about simple tips for your holiday eating, because obviously we all get busy and it's tough sometimes to do everything. So she's going to give us some simple tips, some time-saving tips.
Yes, Angie, today we're going to specifically focus on ways to save time. One thing that folks can do is to have ingredients prepared in advance for recipes. I have a bunch of cilantro here and also one of parsley. It takes so much less time to chop this and put it in small little containers like this, label it and freeze it, and then whenever you need a little bit of cilantro, or like I said, you can do the same thing with parsley, with many other things as well. You've got it already ready and you can just take it out of the freezer to use. So it's a great time-saving idea.
Very nice.
And another idea is a salad spinner. And when you have produce, if you will go ahead and wash it all at one time, and this, we've got our salad in here, and you can do this with any type of lettuce or greens, and they've been washed, and now we're going to just spin them. A couple of spins.
And this kind of
like
dries
that.
it, right?
It takes all the water to the bottom,
Wow.
and we'll let it finish spinning here. That's all you need to do, and you take your salad out, and it is perfectly dry, and it won't spill water on your plate when you serve it.
Yeah, and obviously this is a manual one, but there's also electric ones.
Absolutely, and they're just a push button.
Nice.
Is all you have to
Very
do. So
nice.
it's whatever your preference would be. And then, Angie, I want to show a couple of ideas. These salad spritzers are wonderful. They give a wonderful flavor to any salad. They're very, very low in calories. These happen to be 1 calorie a squirt.
Wow.
And so
this is your dressing.
This is the dressing. And so your salad is ready that quickly.
And it not only saves time, but that probably also helps us not dump on that salad dressing, which adds the calories.
Yes. And one of the things that we want to think about, especially early in the holiday season, is to start saving some calories, banking some calories, so we have more to spend a little bit later. So that is a great way to be able to do that. And then we have different ingredients, products that can be used that are real time-saving ingredients. These are the whole grain instant rices.
There you go.
And high in fiber, complex carbohydrate, takes 10 minutes to prepare. The barley, the quick cooking barley, is a great idea if people are making soups. You can add this to the soup, and when it cooks, it rehydrates, so it thickens the soup, adds fiber and complex carbohydrate, and it cooks in about just 5 to 10 minutes.
Very nice.
And then couscous is yet another ingredient that can be used for that same type of a purpose. So it adds volume and bulk to any kind of soup, and lots of nutrients as well.
Good for you stuff. Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. Now tell me what we have over here.
Well, we want to focus on some ideas for quick breakfast, lunches, and dinners. These are the new twin breads that they are very, very thin, and these can be used in the morning to melt cheese on and maybe serve with a piece of fresh fruit for a breakfast. You can make pizzas out of these for lunch. The idea is preparing some meals that don't require recipes.
That's true.
You can take these, put a little bit of this canned or bottled prepared spaghetti sauce on there, and then put leftover vegetables, like if you've got green peppers or onions, anything like that.
There you go.
A little bit of meat and some cheese, put it in the broiler, and you have lunch
Wow.
ready.
And it's quick.
Very, very quick.
That is great.
And then other ingredients that you can get are the dehydrated. This happens to be the dehydrated parsley and the dehydrated onion. And if you don't have time to mince parsley or onion, you've got dehydrated right here.
There you go.
And then one other idea, Angie, Angie, are the wraps. Now, this happens to be the sun-dried tomato wraps that come in. Oh, they are, and they're beautiful. You can get the whole grain, the spinach flavored, but you can use these to wrap most anything. You're going to take some kind of a protein source, a lean meat, maybe some low-fat cheese, vegetables, anything from cucumbers to lettuce, tomato, anything like that, grated carrots.
Yeah.
And we even used these yesterday. I had leftover roast beef.
There you go.
I added barbecue sauce to it, put it in a wrap, rolled it up,
Nice.
and there was a sandwich.
Very nice. And yeah, after Thanksgiving, you have lots of leftovers, so maybe you can find something to wrap in and take it to work for.
It is a great way to use those leftovers. Absolutely.
That is great. Well, all of these ideas will be in your article, in the Recipe for Health article. Is that right?
That's absolutely right.
Right. So if you need to see this, you actually do need to see this. Check out the Oklahoman in the Life section under the Recipe for Health food column by Becky Varner. Very good tips. I definitely need some of that time saving when I'm in the kitchen. A lot of times my husband is, so I'm pretty lucky.
Well, you know, most of us think about turkey for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. Some families also like to have some ham for the holidays. The food dude, Dave Cathy, traveled to Cusack Meats to see how they prepare their famous spiral cut hams.
And I'm here at a place where there's lots going on for the holidays. It's Cusack Meats. I'm here with owner Al Cusack. Al, good to see you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks for coming out.
Tell me what you got going on in here today.
We've got a lot going out. We've got honey glazed spiral sliced hams, smoked turkeys, garlic herb, racks of pork, smoked prime rib, getting everything ready for the holidays. We ship nationwide, FedEx. If you want to send something to your grandma in New York City, we can have it there tomorrow.
Well, we're going to go check it out in a second, but tell people how, can they come by and just pick something up?
You bet. We are a 76-year-old business here in Oklahoma City. Same location since 1951, 301 Southwest 12th. People are welcome to come in. We sell hotels, restaurants, hospitals, individuals. We probably have 200 people a day walk in, and you have to know where you're going to get here.
Well, very good. Well, I think it's about time for us to go check it out.
The honey glazed spiral sliced hams, we inject it with a ham cure that we also inject honey on the inside of it. And then we let it soak in the ham cure for 3 days to equalize to where we feel like it makes it a better ham. Then after it soaks, then we net the ham, hang them on trucks, and then smoke them. And it takes approximately 8 to 12 hours, depending on the size of the ham. After they're fully cooked, then we roll them in the freezer to chill till they get down below 40 degrees. Then they're ready to slice. We slice the ham. Then we weigh the ham to see what weight range we want to use it for, because we have a specific weight for the ham, 7 to 9 pounds. We cut it in half, and we put the honey glaze on the outside of the ham. Then we put it through a machine that we manufactured to add fire to the outside, and it seals that on there. We wrap it in aluminum foil, we vacuum seal it, and then we box it, and every box has a cookbook along with all of our products that describes how you should cook it. And then we blast freeze it or put it back in the cooler depending on what the customer wants.
Well, these are just a few of the food videos that we have for you this week.
That's right. Our food experts are hard at work this holiday season. The Oklahoman's Cheryl Jones has some ideas for your Thanksgiving meal. This week, she prepared several sides to go along with your turkey. And next week, she will share some of her recipes for dessert. So that's my favorite.
No doubt about that. Coming up next here on NewsOK TV, the streets of downtown Oklahoma City are about to get a makeover. How city officials hope to achieve the overhaul.
Plus, one local musician talks about the inspiration behind his music next on NewsOK TV.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
Pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
Dave, it is game time.
Angie, NewsOK is covering OU and OSU football from all the angles.
With photos, videos, live chats, blogs, and text alerts.
From coaches, players, predictions, and analysis.
With the most sports reporters covering the games.
So you'll never miss a thing.
Stay with NewsOK for your team's latest news.
Powered by the Oklahoman. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
you're like me, you meet yourself coming and going. I need a way to stay informed that works with my lifestyle. That's what I get with digital delivery of the Oklahoman. It's fast and easy to use. I get all the news from the print edition, plus access to the past 7 days whenever, wherever I want. You can't beat it.
Your newspaper has evolved. Log on to thenewOklahoman.com to try digital delivery completely free for 15 days.
When you're as busy as I am, it's hard to keep up. Digital delivery of the Oklahoman keeps things simple.
Welcome back to NewsOK TV. Now, a few weeks ago, we talked about some of the changes coming to downtown Oklahoma City.
It's the view and the layout of the city. It's about to undergo a major makeover. The Oklahoman's Steve Lackmeyer talked to city officials to find out what it will take to remodel the streets of Oklahoma City.
Hi, Steve Lackmeyer here with another edition of OKC Central. Today we're with Assistant City Engineer Laura Story. Laura, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
You are keeping just slightly busy today. One of the many projects you're having to work with is a pretty massive makeover of downtown streets. Tell me a little bit about that.
We're transforming 180 acres of downtown into a completely new, clean, pedestrian-friendly, beautiful downtown central business district.
I know one of the things that's being contemplated is all new lighting, and we have quite an abundance of lighting styles for archaeological history here, don't we?
We sure do. We have about 16 different types of light standards in Oklahoma City's downtown, and we want to make that more uniform. We would like to install a timeless and elegant light fixture throughout the immediate downtown and perhaps south into Court Shore.
How old are some of these fixtures?
I would say some of them are 50 years old, if they're still functioning. Yes, the style is definitely 50 years old.
And now all this is kind of started after Devon Energy announced they were building a tower, and they wanted to do a little bit more than that, didn't they?
Yes, they wanted us to come in and dress up and clean up downtown Oklahoma City. We're going to look at our sidewalks, our pavement, our signals, make it a lot more modern in its appearance.
And this is being done through the tax increment finance district passed after the tower was announced.
Yes, we have $115 million estimated through the tax increment finance district A, and we also have about $25 million in bond issue projects that we had anticipated prior to even knowing about the Devon Tower.
Now, one of the streets that's going to get a makeover is Hudson Avenue, where we're at right now. It's 6 lanes wide, one way. Did we ever need a 6-lane wide one-way street?
If you talk to traffic engineers and a lot of us who like to move a lot of cars, then certainly we can justify that volume. However, if we're going to transform downtown into a more pedestrian-friendly environment, we're going to reduce some of those wider travelways and turn them into maybe 4 lanes and give the pedestrians a shorter distance to cross.
So tell me what's being planned just for Hudson Avenue.
For Hudson Avenue, we're going to turn it into a 2-way street with wider sidewalks, and we're going to incorporate some of the elements for the Arts Festival in this particular location and accommodate that annual event for the city.
I understand there's going to be a lot more street curb parking.
Absolutely. We're going to turn into a on-street parking city, a lot more prevalent. We will take up some of this exaggerated space into on-street parking. Some of it may be flex lanes like on Hudson or Walker because the volume in the evening may demand it. But other than that, you're going to see a lot more on-street parking.
And we're looking at a pretty rapid time schedule here, aren't we?
Yes, we have 4 years to complete this entire experiment.
Well, Laura, I wish you the best of luck with this. It's certainly a lot of work ahead of you. For more downtown-related news, especially this makeover, visit my blog, www.okccentral.com. For all your latest news, weather, business, and sports, go to NewsOK. And for all your restaurant listings and festivities, WIMGO. One might be forgiven if it seems like the advent of a new highway skirting downtown, reconstruction of streets throughout the central business district, and construction of a new skyscraper all seems like deja vu. After all, Just as all of this is happening now with construction of a new Devon Tower, similar massive changes hit downtown Oklahoma City in the late 1960s. It was then that the Interstate 40 Crosstown Expressway was built along the southern edge of downtown, creating a boundary that will disappear when the new alignment is open in 2012. And as the city prepares to redesign and rebuild streets, one must remember similar work was done in the late 1960s and early 1970s that included the removal of Santa Fe Avenue and the creation of a 6-lane E.K. Gaylord Boulevard. It was also during this time that retail stretch of Main Street literally disappeared as city leaders attempted to create a site suitable for Galleria Shopping Mall. The mall was never built, and part of the site is now about to become home to Devon Energy. 40 years ago, construction crews found plenty of history digging up streets, including evidence of the old streetcar tracks. Whether any such discoveries await workers today remains to be seen. These photos and more can be obtained through Pictopia at NewsOK.
Well, plenty more from the Oklahoman Steve Lackmeyer on his blog at okccentral.com.
Very good stuff. And speaking of makeovers, Look at OKC gave several Metro businessmen a makeover. The men were featured in their regular attire and then again with their new images. We were there as part of the transformations took place. Look at OKC is always doing something great, and I love that men are getting makeovers too, just to make it fair.
Speaking of sharp-dressed guys, hey, how about that for a tease?
Nice.
All right, this singer reveals where he finds the ideas for his musical stories. All that and more after the break.
I look up to you for all the things you do. I hope to be like you someday soon.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Hello, this is Mary. I can help you.
Hi, my grandma wants to know how to record my show.
Press the guide button on the remote.
Abuelita, toca el botón guide.
Now find your show on the screen and press record.
Ahora busca el programa en la
pantalla.
Working hard for every smile. Another reason why Cox is your friend in the digital age.
Welcome back to NewsOK TV. Each week, a local musician visits our studios here at NewsOK.
And in this week's edition of Static, George Lang spoke with Daniel Walcher. The budding musician talks about how his childhood has inspired his music.
These butterflies start kicking around.
This is Static. I'm George Lang. Daniel Walcher's music is a heady combination of folk pop and electronica, and he has showcased this sound on 2 previous studio albums. In November, he'll enter the studio at Blackwatch Studios to record his 3rd CD. This is Daniel Walcher.
I say I wrote my first song at 12. I probably wrote songs before that, but I wouldn't call them songs today. I mean, they weren't, it was probably 3 lines, and I thought they were the greatest thing in the world. And I'm sure most artists go through that. But the foster home deal was, I lived with like five different families, foster families, and so there was a lot of instability as far as, feeling. I never felt unwanted, but it's like you don't get used to one family. It's like, oh, they're here today, but I'm going to be somewhere else in a couple of months. So it's hard to get attached to people. And so a lot of my songs are about, trying to find attachment, like true attachment. How do you really love somebody, and what does love really mean? It was an interesting childhood. I never asked for pity about any of that stuff because it made me who I am today, and I think that's kind of what you're shooting for. But more so, you know, if you look at a lot of my songs, they're one-on-one relationship songs. You know, what's the problem with this relationship? What are our options? How do we deal with it? You know, how do we work through it and see the sunlight on the other side or something? The folk side comes from my love for the storytellers. You know, the Johnny Cash, those kind of guys where they just write a real song. My writing style is folky, but then my brain kind of works in this, you know, I want to have all these cool sounds and I want something fresh and new and people to be like, what did he do there, you know, and what is that? So I think that's where the mesh kind of comes together.
But it's only when I see your beauty, darling, yeah, well, it's only when I hear you speak. It's when you catch me with those brown eyes, honey, oh, when you sweep me right off my feet. Oh, you know I cannot explain it. Well, there must be something in the atmosphere. And I sure am not trying to contain it. Oh, 'cause you know I'll do anything to get you here with me. And baby, I am not perfect. Oh, but you're so worth it. Honey, what do I have to do? Circumstances make this difficult, but I do my best and I'll try. Oh, and when they ask me if I'm guilty of loving you, I'll give them 1,000,000 reasons why. Maybe I'll start with your brown curls in your hair and oh, how they take my breath away. I'll tell them about your eyes again. Oh, and how they can pull the sun through any cloudy day. And oh, you know I cannot explain it. Well, there must be something in the atmosphere. And I sure am not trying to contain it. Oh, 'cause you know I'll do anything to get you here with me. And baby, I am not perfect. Oh, but you're so worth it. So worth it. You're so worth it. What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Oh, baby, I've got to be honest. Yeah, well, I think something is going down.
And you can listen to some of Daniel Walter's music at NewsOK.com. He performs 3 songs while he was in our studios.
Good stuff. Next week, more static. We'll hear from singer Kate Leary.
And we found a home where the buffalo roam, an unusual roundup when we come back.
Welcome to the big leagues of high school sports. Varsity, NewsOK's new high school sports page, featuring the best high school sports coverage anywhere. Varsity dedicates experienced reporters to all the local schools from Edmond to Norman, and everyone and anyone from Goodwill to Idabel. And Varsity allows you to join the coverage. Upload your photos, join the discussion with the Oklahoman's reporters on their blogs, and follow the Twitter feed and live scoreboards. NewsOK's new high school sports page, Varsity, the best high school sports coverage anywhere.
NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
If you're like me, you meet yourself coming and going. I need a way to stay informed that works with my lifestyle. That's what I get with digital delivery of the Oklahoman. It's fast and easy to use. I get all the news from the print edition, plus access to the past 7 days whenever, wherever I want. You can't beat it.
Your newspaper has evolved. Log on to thenewOklahoman.com to try digital delivery completely free for 15 days.
When you're as busy as I am, it's hard to keep up. Digital delivery of the Oklahoman keeps things simple.
NewsOK has a new mobile website, and it works with any internet-enabled cell phone. So you can take NewsOK with you anywhere. View the full articles, look at the photos, all while munching on lunch. And something I'm interested in, videos. Now you can watch NewsOK videos no matter where you roam. Smartphones, choose NewsOK Mobile.
Updated look, easy navigation, videos, NewsOK Mobile. Dial into NewsOK's award-winning content, now on your web-enabled cell phone. NewsOK, Oklahoma's website.
All right, thanks for staying with NewsOK TV. Now, we've all heard of cattle roundups, but what about buffalo?
Well, every year, the workers at the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve rally the herd to check on the bison. And the Oklahoman's David McDaniel was there this year for the annual roundup.
We're celebrating our 20th year anniversary of the Tallgrass Prairie Preserve. It was purchased in November of 1989, and then in October 18, 1993, we reintroduced 300 bison onto 5,000 acres. And through the years, the area that they roam has been increased each year, and the number of bison has increased each year. Today is the annual bison roundup. We have about 26 to 2,700 bison that are free roaming over 25,000 acres the rest of the year. And this is the one time of the year where we get to really manage the herd. And what we do is we run them through these set of corrals, and we sell the bulls when they get to be 6.5. We sell the cows when they get to be 10.5. And then we'll sell a number of 2.5-year-old bull and heifers. And so the ones that we're going to keep, we will give their inoculations, just like a rancher would inoculate his cattle. And we calf hood vaccinate the heifer calves. We brand the year of their birth on their left hip, and then they're released back onto the preserve when we're finished. This operation will normally take about 5 to 6 days, and then they're freed again. The buffalo are amazing animals. The more you're around them, the more you appreciate their quality.
Well, Angie, on this version of NewsOK TV, we started with turkeys and we ended with buffaloes.
That's right. We've got bison to Thanksgiving.
Find all these videos and plenty more 24/7 on NewsOK.com.
And we will be back next week with more videos. See ya.